Welcome back, fellow techies, to our latest tutorial video. I am the Technician Project. Welcome back to our latest tutorial in how to do an acoustic mix in LogicProX, part 2, the guitar mix. So what we did is we left off our last video on part 1 on how to organise our mix pretty well, with all the tracks hidden off guitars and only the vocals being shown, and we've labelled all the vocal tracks and lined them all up and put them all in the right place. Now what we're going to do is we're going to unhide all the guitar tracks, which are down the bottom down here, and unhide them all like so, and unmute them all as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to hide all the vocal tracks. Dead easy. Click and drag your mouse over the H and mute all the vocal tracks as well, because we want to hear the vocals. And what we're going to do is we're just going to deal with the guitars now, and we're just going to press our H button to hide everything. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just deal with the verse. So these three tracks here: the guitar neck, verse, the guitar body, verse, and the DI verse. So we're just going to deal with that first, because that's the first thing that comes in. We're going to mute all the rest of the track, and we'll come back to the rest of it later on, and we're just going to move that up there so it looks like verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse. Perfect. And I'm just going to do this one as well, up to there, like so. So it's all in order. One more down. Lovely. Perfect. Verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. So they both match now. So what we're going to do is we're going to press X to load our mixer. And this is only the guitar mixer now. And the first three tracks in our mixer match the first three tracks in our range window. So we're just going to have a listen back to the track now. Let's just make sure all the levels are set to the same, so we don't mess anything up. Just do that. Perfect. And alt click on the faders so they all match. Lovely. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the beginning of the verse all the way up to bar 9 or 10, just to see where we're up to. Lovely. That sounds pretty good as it is, but we want to improve that sound. We want to make it sound the best guitar there is for this acoustic track, because it's only a vocal line and a guitar line in this track. So we want the guitars to sound the best they can be. Now, because this is one guitar, there's three tracks for one guitar. So we have the neck of the guitar, the body of the guitar, which are both microphoned up, and then we have the DI, which is a direct input of the guitar. So it's the cleanest signal we could get. So what we're going to do is we're going to press X for our keyboard, and we're going to input an EQ. Now we're going to input an EQ of guitar, acoustic guitar. And what we're going to do is we're going to press the Alt key on your keyboard and click and drag it onto all of the tracks. So now they all have the EQ on them, because they're all the same guitar. We might as well match the EQs because they're the same guitar. Now, we may adjust the EQs throughout, because the neck of the guitar EQ will be slightly different to the body, and the DI of the guitar will be a combination of the neck and the body together. So we just need to adjust the EQs as we go along. So we're going to use that as a building block. The next one we're going to add is we're just going to add a compressor. So we add a compressor to guitar neck, which is first guitar. I'm just going to add the acoustic guitar compressor, and then we're going to alt click them over. So we're basically copying the compressor over to the other two tracks. Now there is another way of doing it. Obviously you could combine these tracks into a group or into a bus and just put all the effects onto a bus, but because we're editing the tracks slightly differently, being all the same guitar, but the DIs will sound a lot cleaner to the neck and the body. We want the body to sound a bit more bassier, we want the neck to sound a bit more brighter, then we can adjust them individually. But for the time being, we're going to keep them all on individual tracks, and we may group it later on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mute track 2 and track 3, which is the guitar body and the guitar DI, and we're just going to deal with the guitar neck. So let's play the track back, and whilst we're doing that, we're going to load our EQ, and we're just going to adjust the EQ accordingly. Now, I have the analyzer on, so I can see that the waveforms and the EQ levels which are appearing, and we can adjust accordingly. Perfect. So that's the guitar neck. Now, as you saw throughout that, I was turning the effects on and off just to see what the difference of the guitar neck sounded like with the effect turned off, and what we did to improve the sound by turning the effect on. So now we're going to go back and we're going to listen to the guitar neck and body together. Now, remember, we haven't edited the effects on the other two just yet, but we want to see what that sounds like with the rest of the parts of the guitar in. So I can hear a little tinniness. So something's being really bright and tinny, and I wanted to solo that out to find out which one it was. And it's come from the DI. But we're going to just mute the guitar neck and mute the DI, and we're just going to deal with the guitar body at the moment and to see what the EQ sounds like and the compression sounds like in the EQ. Let's jump into that one now. Lovely. So now we've got the guitar body and the guitar neck both together. So we'll listen to those both together because they are a part of one instrument, just two microphones. So let's have a quick listen back to them. Here we go. Now, what I found is that there's a little bit of bassiness in the EQs, but we're just going to listen to the DI now, and we're just going to mix the DI into it. Here we go. Let's play a DI and we'll have a look at the EQ. Remember, we did hear previously that there was some too much high tinniness coming from the EQs of the DI, so we're going to have a quick look at that whilst we're going through. Lovely. That sounds a lot better now with the DI. So we're going to listen to everything together and see what the level sounds like and mix it all together as one. That sounds lovely to me. Now, obviously, we're going to add another effect to it later on. We're going to add some reverb and make sure it's not too reverberant in the distance. Now, the guitars do sound very nice, but on their own, we're going to have to mix them in with the chorus next and mix them in with the vocal line. So what we're going to do is unmute the chorus now, which is the same here, and we're just going to copy over the EQs and the compressions because they match the guitars. So the first one is the guitar neck chorus 1, and we'll just copied over the EQ to match that there and the compression. And then the next one is the body, so we'll copy over the EQ and the compression to match. And the next one's the DI, and we'll copy over the EQ and the compression to match. And as you can see, we did edit some of the levels down here. So we're going to just kind of quickly edit the levels down here by clicking in the volume button and typing the level for the neck is 1.9. The level for the body is -1.7. And the level for the DI is -2.4. Right, now we're just going to play it from about here. I would say about bar 19, 20-ish. And play it all the way through into about bar 33, just to see what the difference sounds like between the levels. That sounds brilliant, actually, because you can't tell when that verse finishes and that chorus starts because we've copied the EQs over, we've matched the levels, everything sounds really good and really smooth. Now, we've done those 2 tracks here. We've done all these 4 here. So we've done guitar neck, verse, guitar neck, chorus. We've done basically the guitars for the verse and the chorus. Lovely. But you can see we have another 6 tracks in our playlist. Now that's a duplication of the tracks just to increase the volume and to make the stereo spread a little bit wider. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to reload our mixer. As you can see, all our tracks are now re-highlighted. And we're going to change our output. So if we click on the output whilst holding down, and we're going to change it to a bus. We've done that whilst holding down the option key. The shift key, sorry. So if we do this and select all our tracks like this, reload our mixer, hold down the shift key. Sorry, we can do it without holding down the shift key. Because we've grouped them all together, all you got to do is click on the output and select it to a bus. Now this bus we're going to relabel as guitar reverb. Perfect. So, and we misspelled guitar down there, don't mind me. Let's change that. Guitar. Perfect. So, on our guitar reverb, it's then sent to the stereo output. So we want to set a general EQ, a general compression, and a general reverb on it. So let's just do all that. Perfect. So this is all guitar reverb. So we're just going to now listen to all the guitars back as one. So from about bar 17 again. And whilst we're doing that, we're going to get to about probably the end of the chorus, just so we can edit all the EQs and reverbs together. We're going to start off with just EQing tool, and we're going to add a bit of, we're going to add a bit of warmth to it. Here we go. That's lovely now, because we've mixed the guitars verse and chorus in together into one group with their own effects in compression units added to them, sent them all to a bus output, and put the bus output with a bit of EQ, a bit of compression, and a bit of reverb, so it all sounds very clean. And I'll do the same to the other 2 tracks, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. And also, ding dong that notification bell to get further updates. Thanks again, goodbye.